The next speaker here at Doc Day will be Katie. Katie is from T1 International. You will have definitely heard about the Insulin for All movement that T1 International has started years ago. And Katie, you want today share with us the out-of-pocket cost survey, because today, as I understand, is the last day that it is running, and you would love some more people to take part. T1 International is also a partner organization of dedoc in the Open project, and we look forward to hearing all about it. Thank you, Katie.
Thank you, Bastian. It's so good to hear from Jerome and other diabetes advocates too, who are doing this work at the grassroots level. And I think my PowerPoint is visible. Is that right? There it is. So yes, I want to talk about our out-of-pocket cost survey. A little bit about me first. I've had type 1 diabetes for 17 years now. And for the past 2 years, I've been the global advocacy consultant with T1 International. And as Bastian mentioned, T1 International is a patient-led advocacy organization that supports local communities by giving them the tools they need to stand up for their rights so that access to insulin and diabetes supplies becomes a reality for all. And we believe in a world where everyone, regardless of where they live, has everything they need to survive and achieve their dreams. So since 2016, we've carried out our out-of-pocket cost survey. This is the largest patient-led survey looking at the cost to individuals of insulin and other essential diabetes supplies. This is for people with type 1 diabetes. And when we say patient-led, it's also patient-designed and patient-informed. So our global advocacy network has provided critical feedback on this survey, pilot testing it, helping us to improve the survey year after year. And we do carry this survey out every 2 years. So the last one was in 2020. In 2020, we had 1,066 respondents from 67 countries around the world. Data from this survey is being used by T1 International at an organizational level to work on our advocacy initiatives, and also by our advocates in more than 30 countries around the world to really support the changes that they wish to make in their local communities. In 2020, we learned that 1 out of every 4 respondents reported having underused their insulin at least once within the last year due to high cost. 63.2% reported a disruption of insulin supplies, and 25.3% reported an increase of insulin prices related to COVID-19. We need to keep building on the data that we learned in 2020 so that we can really show decision makers around the world and in individual countries the true scope of the insulin access crisis. This year, we want to exceed our previous total number of participants and number of countries represented so that we can really hear the voices of more people with type 1 diabetes around the world. And we plan to use this data to support T1 International's 2022 to 2025 Global Advocacy Priority. And this was chosen by our Global Advocacy Network. So our priority is that at the average combined monthly out-of-pocket cost of insulin and blood glucose testing supplies will represent no more than 5% of median income in any given country for people with diabetes by 2025. So that's an ambitious goal, and we really need this high quality data from people living with diabetes so that we can provide a baseline so that we know what we're moving towards, what we're aiming towards, and we can have that foundational data to do so. So we're asking that you take the survey today. As Bastian said, actually the survey closes tomorrow, so it runs through the end of September, but we encourage you to take it today. I'm going to, a link will be shared in the Facebook chat now. You can click on that link. The survey takes about 20 minutes to complete. It's completely optional and anonymous. Unfortunately, the survey is only in English right now. We are working, really drawing on the wisdom of our global advocacy network to change that in 2024. We really hope to expand into other languages because accessibility and research is really important to us. So we're working on that, but right now it's just in English. It's for anyone with type 1 diabetes. It must be completed by an adult age 18 or older, but a parent or caregiver can complete the survey on behalf of a younger person. So you can take the survey today if you have type 1 diabetes, and we also ask that you share the survey link today. This is our final push, and we are almost there at our goal. So thank you so much for listening today, and I'm happy to respond to questions in the chat later.
Thank you very much, Katie. And yes, we do support as many of our dedoc voices and as many of our online community to please go out there and take the survey, because it is important that this survey is as global as possible. I think that's one of the things you had to struggle with, that it used to be, or your work started to be very US based in the beginning, and you really to try to be broader in reach. And we are very happy to support that. There is questions here for you. You'll find them in the Facebook later. I think this one you have already answered, that the survey can be answered by a parent for children with diabetes.
Yes,
And
that's right, Astrid.
Grace.
And one more thing, I just have to say, our global advocates and global advocacy network is why we have such great representation so far this year. We have data from way more over the countries we had last time, and that's because of our help from our global advocacy network.
Wonderful. And I hope it stays that way and you get some big push out of joining us here at Doc Day, and that more people will come and do that so that the data gets even better, because without data, it's you need that data to then work on your advocacy messages.